Three ways Russia could still win the war. Russia has made no major gains in Ukraine since last summer. The fighting is as bitter as ever. Tens of thousands of Russian troops have been killed. Millions of dollars worth of equipment has been destroyed. Yet Putin shows no signs of backing down. Everyone agrees he can't afford to lose. But what will it take for him to win? Let's consider some likely scenarios. 1. Mass mobilization. Last February, Putin claimed his military operation would last days. He clearly expected it to. Yet it's been over a year, and the war is still raging. At first, Putin insisted only professional soldiers were sent to fight. Then it emerged that conscripts were used as well. In April, Putin said there would be no mobilization. In September, he abruptly changed his mind. A partial mobilization was announced. In fact, it was full-scale. Around 320,000 people were forcibly mobilized. They received minimal training and supplies. The rate of casualties increased drastically. Some territorial gains have been made. Russia has also drafted prisoners, mercenaries, and even foreign workers. By now, most of them are gone. Many people expected Russians to rise up in protest. This has not happened. Now the Russian Duma has passed a string of new laws. Those who flee the country might have their property confiscated. The upper-age limit for conscription was raised. Exemptions were appealed. Clearly, Putin is planning to mobilize more men. This remains his biggest resource, suitable for human wave attacks. Putin can keep throwing more cannon fodder at the Ukrainians. Sooner or later, Ukrainian positions will be overrun. There is, however, another problem, too. Foreign arms deliveries. Russia used to be seen as a military powerhouse. Not long ago, it was a leading arms exporter. But the longer the war drags on, the less equipment is left. Russia has already taken obsolete T-62 tanks out of storage. Its stocks of precision munitions have been depleted. It still has limitless artillery, but not missiles and drones. Thus, it has turned to its allies abroad. Belarusian stocks have been sucked dry. Iran has stopped short of supplying anything heavier than UCAVs. North Korea has sent some Soviet-era munitions, but not enough. The last remaining option is China. The US has repeatedly cautioned Beijing against supplying Russia with arms. But there are indications that this has only angered the Chinese. If China starts supporting Russia in earnest, it will be a serious boost. China has a virtually limitless stock of every kind of weapon. It has already shipped navigational gear, jet fighter packs, and jamming technology. 3. Flagging Western support for Ukraine. The Ukrainians have fought valiantly and fiercely, but their reserves are much smaller. Ukraine doesn't have any weapons left in its stocks. Its economy is basically on life support. Thus, Ukrainian resistance relies on Western supplies. If the West stops arming the Ukrainian armed forces, they'll have nothing to fight with. The West is getting tired of the war. Many people are more concerned about inflation at home. Donald Trump has already made it clear he wouldn't have supported Kyiv. If he wins the 2024 election, the US will stop helping Ukraine. This will probably undermine international support as well. Putin will finally emerge triumphant. The Kremlin is prepared for a protracted war. Ukraine is not. So Ukraine's best bet is to win this year.